Hello. I hope you're surviving the apocalypse out there. And here, wherever the hell we are, this world's crazy right now. This world's changing in front of our eyes. And you better keep up. Strap on seatbelts, like stay on the magic school bus. And let's explore this ride. Let's bring in the new earth. Let's change the world. This is a revolution. There's no need to hold on to the past. The past is heavy. Like, you want to come into the new world because it's so light, it's so airy, it's so free. There's so many lies. Like, we didn't need all that stuff. They did though. They meaning like not you. You know? They as in like the entities behind the scene, the principalities, the things we don't see in the 3D realm, held on to the illusion, the projection, the show. Did you know you were on a show? Like, did you do your hair and makeup? Did you put your suit on? Because that's what it is. It's a joke. It's a show. And I'm hearing this Michael Jackson, "You are not alone. I am here with you. And though you're far away, I love," whatever it says. That song is trying to hold your hand through this change, through this transformation. The Death card wants, anytime something that powerful comes out, along with before the record button got pushed, the Nine of Wands came out. So it's like a long, intense, almost finished battle, right? Because we're in this individual battle, but we're also working together. There's an individual soul journey, and then there's a group over soul journey where we're tied together, working as a team. And this ending is this layer we're shedding. We can't take it into the new world. There's a lot of us holding on. There's a lot of us wanting to, a lot of us staying attached to the drama and the theatrics of the old belief. But there's many of us also not holding on. And that's the whole point of light workers. We're holding your hand just as many are holding mine. And we're playing this game of let's get across the river. But again, it's a battle, it's a struggle. So what's going on in your conscious mind? What are you aware of? See, this being in your conscious mind is like you're dealing with betrayal. You're dealing with vibrations that are, it's like we go through stages, and we have to go through the stage where we point fingers because we've been trained to believe it's outside of us, that the forces working against us are doing something to us. So you're seeking a savior, seeking guidance, seeking, like, I'm seeing someone buying supplements and clicking on the ads and bringing in all these things to heal. But everything we need to heal is already within. The game is to recognize we don't need none of that stuff. We can have it if we can want it. It's all free will. But we certainly don't need those things. We need to activate our DNA. We need to turn on the codes and activate the codes that, see that self-sabotage there? This card is always telling me like, there's a part of us that wants to trick the other part of us. You know, it's like, this is what we can have: light and love and wit, intelligence, quick on our feet, thinking, strategizing. But we can also self-sabotage by being smart, by being strategic, by pushing ourselves into a ditch. Where's your subconscious? Building, growing, nurturing. We're learning. We're a student. We're evolving. So I'm seeing you taking the steps. Oh, okay. I'm seeing you take the steps. You know, maybe you're purchasing sage and essential oils, crystals, and you're wondering, where's the magic? Like, crystal activate, work for me, bring me what I need, manifest. Right? I'm drinking my tea, right? My tea is my elixir of healing. How do I activate myself here? The message is, so you got the Fool. Here you are, stepping off the cliff into your journey barefoot into the desert. Imagine your feet in the desert barefoot. It's climbing out of your mind. The battle and the journey is long, but it's rewarding, it's fulfilling, and it's where you want to go. You've convinced yourself you don't want to go, but you're going towards the sun. And it's a process. It's not, there's no instant. You can't pay enough money in the world to have this treasure. Where you're going and what you're seeking, you can only find in yourself. And the more you discover that, the more you recognize it's you, the journey becomes more fun, more worth it. And it makes you not want to leave, because you're like, oh, wait. I had this power the whole time. Here we are, best friends, twins, reciprocating back and forth, mirroring each other, giving and receiving, love. Oh, you need eggs? I need milk. Oh, you need almonds? I need some deodorant. You know, like, barter and trade, thanks, giving thanks, gratitude. A lot of times when I'm extra frustrated, give thanks. Give gratitude. Find little things in your life that you're thankful for, like literally deodorant. You know, while I'm not a fan of it if I'm all alone, you know, like what do I need deodorant for? For myself? So I don't smell myself? No, the deodorant is for the matrix, really. But I'm grateful that it exists so I can do my matrix life, so I can cooperate for a time, you know, just simple little things to be grateful for that seem so dumb and mundane can uplift your spirit so much. And Death card being your first and center card here with the Nine of Wands, it's like, yes, this is hard. This is hard work. And you can choose at any moment to stop playing the game and go back to sleep and stay in your subconscious programs and not activate your conscious mind and be that. You know, like that's the thrill of the game, is it's not a race. We're not racing. but we are creating, okay? Look at that, Magician. Bringing in the colorful, vibrant new world. Those light codes that are coming into the consciousness of all of us on this planet. There's no rush. It's all in the right time. The best we can do it right now is to day by day improve small little things. One day, you know, some days it's you know, if you can study a little more, exercise a little more, ground yourself in nature a little more, breathe. I think breathing is the epitome, like the utmost healing thing that we can do. Let me pull this last card, and I am going to do some chimes. This last tarot card, there's some oracle cards to pull. But I want to do some chimes and breathe with you, because I really think that this internet world is such a cool place to connect. Because when we're all alone, I remember that I was really sensing that someone was feeling alone. Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very wise. This is the outcome. And it's a very cold energy. And as a proud Aquarius, I really vibe with this card. I really vibe with the energy of the Queen of Swords. Did I say Wands? Interesting. Because she is pitied, usually. It's like people pity her. Like, oh, she's a widow. She doesn't have a man. She's cold. She must be lonely up there on that mountain. She just has crows and clouds to keep her company. But the Queen of Wands is very, very okay with being alone. And that's being your outcome. It's like you're really learning how to be alone right now. This transformation is challenging and difficult, but it is bringing you success. It's bringing you into a new chapter, a new decade of wisdom that's really transforming you as a soul. The next chapter for you has a lot of insight. And while one door closes, an emotional door for you. Because in your past, this Knight of Emotions card, it's like the nostalgia of being somewhere between the ages of like 15 and 25. It can be heartbreaking to grow up. It can be heartbreaking to be mature. But at the same time, it can really enhance your reality because you're practicing becoming more calm, becoming more patient, becoming more content and confident. Let's do some breaths. I highly recommend some deep, deep breaths into the belly here. So I'm going to do a few chimes. Here we go. We'll do a better one the second time. So, okay, let's keep breathing. Let's keep breathing. All right. You are not alone. This though you're far away. I'm not claiming to have a voice, guys. But singing is good for the soul, and dancing. I sing and dance when I feel joy, when I feel connected. I've been waiting for the day that we all break out and dance and song and run into the streets and just like go against the grain and just become art. You know, like that's my ideal world, is where I look out the window and I just see people going down the street just randomly, especially during the work week, like on a Wednesday at 2 o'clock, okay? Just trains of people. We need to make this a trend, okay? We need to hashtag let's go. I don't know what you want to call it, because I'm not that I don't really know what's going on in the trendy world, but I think we need to get our butts into the streets and just spit rainbow unicorns everywhere and stars and fairy dust, because this new space needs decoration. It needs color. Why is the world so ugly? Not nature. Like, let's get that right. What I'm thinking of is like the beige and the brown and the tan and the black and the white, all the neutral colors that buildings and stuff are, is what I meant. I want to throw some paint, colorful paint, all over the world. Like, I just want to see more color. All right, let's ground ourselves a bit here. I get real excited sometimes and I get a little much. This came out in the pre-shuffle before I recorded, the Sustainer. And it's like holding on to each other. I'm seeing like the 60s where those people would like lock arms together and stand against the oppressor. And that really like set a tone for like, no, we resist this control. We resist this abuse from authority, from, you know, the powers that be. We don't want a world where we're controlled. We want to be free. We are free spirits trying to express ourselves to the highest vibration that we can, so we can make some of the lower vibrations so small. Lower meaning like anger, you know, like thieves, like think about someone who wants to steal. And this being in the conscious mind, it's like, I feel like there's many people out there that are really in a mindset of like, inflation is so high. I don't know how I'm going to make it in the next coming year, coming week. Maybe I can't even make it next month or whatever. And people are going to start coming up with some shady ideas of how to survive. And we shouldn't have to think like that. We shouldn't have to be in fight or flight or survival or have PTSD from just like trying to survive, because we have so much capability, so much. We aren't in the 13th century, you know, like we have access to everything. So it shouldn't be like this. The wealth gap, and it's getting out of control. But there's a wave of people coming up, recognizing the key, the elements, the alchemization, I don't know if that's a word, but being able to find the elements that you can alchemize. Like, let's say you're strong earth element, hone in on that, become that. If you are weak in other ways, obviously you can strengthen that as well, so you can become very balanced. activate. We're trying to activate dormant, silent, sleeping parts of us, of our DNA, that want to come to the surface. There's innate things in men and women that are really trying to come to the surface. So we have all these people talking about relationships and what we should do with each other and how to interact and what it means to be a feminine or a masculine. All these things are setting the stage for the new world. A whole new world, a dazzling place I know. Because my name's Jasmine, and you know that song from Aladdin? Had me hyped as a kid, okay? I was like, what? Aladdin on a magic carpet? What? You just about to pick me up in the window? Like, what a romantic gesture. I don't know that. All right. What do we need to do here? What do we need to do here? Because we're friends. We are friends. And I mean that deeply. Like, I'm Aquarius, which I've probably said multiple times. But it's like, I want friends. And I want my friends to have information to share with me, and I want information to share with you. And we have questions. We're seeking the knowledge right now. And the knowledge, it's like when I started understanding the Akashic records, it was like, where is it? Like, is it a book somewhere? Do I need to go buy it? Like, how does this work? We need to really activate ourselves by meditating, by being alone. There's a lot of loneliness that happens in evolution of self. And finding friendship this way, very distant like this, can seem weird because it's not how we used to do it. But we're bringing something together. We're creating grids. We're creating grids of energy that like I'm seeing. So in the unseen, in the realm we don't see with our physical eyes, the powers that are working with us at other levels into the other dimensions need us. We're like the anchors. And they're trying to anchor in certain energies through us. And we seem very scattered and separated, but it's to bring in a grid. So certain energies can't come in the grid because it's what's that word? Jurisdiction. There's certain jurisdictions we have to have and borders and create certain like boundaries. And we have to be spread out a little bit for a time, while the world is rebuilding and regenerating like lava, right? Like look at this, like this tree was burnt to a crisp by this lava. But you see the leaves growing back. You see into, so it's like we're trying to bring in, let's say 4D, let's say beyond 3D wants to become more physical. It wants to materialize a little more, but it can only do so with a certain level of vibration. It cannot come into hell, right? So if we're in hell and we're vibrating a hell-like dimension. It's like a being that doesn't vibrate like that, doesn't have any need to lower itself, lower its defenses, to come into a space where it can become corrupted or attacked. So it needs us to ascend and to come up so we can meet, okay? So we're meeting our higher self. We're becoming, like, we're the avatar body, but the conscious humanoid person is like coming into the avatar. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's pull some of these. Existential Tarot, let's go. Cause you are not alone. I am here. I know you're far away. My love is here. We're doing such a great job. We're doing such a great job. It just feels confusing right now. And it's such a time to be alive. Because let's just jump back to the 60s. Like, think of how many people in the 60s felt this energy but didn't get to, how do I say that? There's a lot that wasn't witnessed or didn't get to be witnessed. You know, and I feel like that is about to happen. So actually most of those people are probably still alive and they are going to get to see it, which is so cool. Because it's like when we're when we're elders, when we're wise elders, we're going to get to see it, you know. And I'm getting a download that we need to treat our elders better. We need to treat our elders with more respect. Just because they can't keep up with the pace and the world that we're in doesn't mean they're not of value, and they deserve respect. There's bad seeds in all generations and all peoples and all everything. See? We got gathering around the power of community. We're creating a new community of power that opens doors to the worlds we at this time only dream and wish existed. Because if I was a fairy, which I am, I wouldn't want to reveal myself to humans today. If I was a witch, if I was a sorcerer, if I was any sort of being of magic or light, I wouldn't want to be burned at the stake for what I believe at this time. And I certainly don't like seeing so much judgment right now. Cancel culture, is that what it's called? Okay, so this stranger card came out and it says curiosity, which is so fascinating because I was just saying how, like, look at his wings, and he's like, he's almost blending into the background there, right? It's like, if fairies started coming in our world and Bigfoot and angels and all that, we would just be, we do what we did to the buffalo, okay? We're not in the right state of mind, you know? Look at that. We're really bringing in a world where we can all coexist as, oh yeah, remember that movie that came out with Will Smith and it was like fairies and goblins or something? Gremlins, whatever it was. If you want to put it down below, that'd be great. But that movie was so insightful. Every time we see visually something like that, it just activates the codes even more, so we can really be like, oh, that's what, I don't have to be scared. Because, you know, growing up in the 90s, I remember everything being so fantastical. Like the 1980s movie with the monster. Dang, I can't remember nothing today. But like, up until this time, we've struggled to accept magic and alchemy. And it's not even like this time, because we used to believe in magic. Why was they burning witches at the stake? Why were judges believing people were practicing witchcraft? You know, doctors and surgeons used to have to know astrology to perform on people. Like that you had to know these things, because you had to, when the moon was in a certain energy, you had to be like ready to perform a certain surgery, because this used to be a thing. And we just, for some reason, like stopped. It like simmered into the abyss, and religion just got heavier, because at that time, God was heavy, religion was heavy, magic was heavy, and sorcery and all that. But for some reason, magic died. Like, magic just became a secret. They like brushed under the rug, like, oh, that's just in your imagination. Like, do you know how many people probably died in a mental asylum because they saw past 3D, experienced past 3D, and they died because they were clinically insane or burned at the stake or whatever? Like, there's so many things that happen to people over this stuff. And now we're coming back into a time where we're like, oh, we left that in the past? That was real? My ancestors, my DNA codes remember this? Like, for real? I'm magical? Like, what? So we're really remembering this, and that's why we're being separated. That's why you feel alone. That's why you feel isolated, because these things are activating in you. So get some rest. Take a nap. Tell people and places and things that you're taking a break. You can't go do that thing. Maybe you want to stop drinking alcohol. Maybe you want to cut back here, there, left, right. Do some things and practices in your life that center you, that bring you back to yourself, because this transformation is bringing in much wisdom. And while there's going to be a generation of individuals rather than married couples with children, that's all right. We're going to have some powerful people, because when you pour all your love and energy and time and heart into yourself, my gosh, think of how much you can nurture yourself to become powerful in a way to be of service, right? Because if you're able to create harmony inside everything you touch, you know, there's that lead into gold. Because once you're called, once you're requested or accessed, you now have nothing but light and love to share. You're not selfish. You're not that narcissist word. I'm gonna do so much tarot on narcissism, because it's fine line, guys. There's narcissism that wants to control and dominate others, and then there's this narcissism that's like healthy. But we're not gonna do that today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.